Hi everyone, my name is Adelia Apandi and my student ID is 2024 110203. Today I will discuss House Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones in the context of English language teachings, or we call that ELT. This novel is not only a fantasy story for entertainment but also an effective learning research that helps students improve their English skills through context, emotions, and character interactions. And literature allows learners to engage with language in a more meaningful way while developing their understanding of human experiences. Among the three major functions of literature, aesthetic, cultural, and social. So I consider this novel to mainly represents the social functions. The story focuses on relationship, personal information, personal transformation, communication, and empathy. Through Sophia's experiences and the way she interacts with others, readers are encouraged to reflect on emotions and social connections. For English learners, these terms provide opportunities to practice expressing ideas, discussing feelings, and understanding how people communicate in different situations. When analyze these fictions, I focus on how the intrinsic elements contribute to meaning and support language learning. The first element is the plot structure. The, the story opens by introducing Sophie Heather, a young woman who lives an ordinary life and helps in her family's head shop. The conflict begins when the witch of the West places a curse on Sophie, turning her into an old woman and pushing her to leave her comfort zone. As the story develops, Sophie becomes involved in House's magical world and gradually uncovers important truths. The climax appears when major conflicts are comfort and comfort, and the ending, the problems are resolved as Sophie overcomes the curse and discovers her own strength. This sequence of events help students understand how stories are organized and improves their ability to follow narratives in English. And the second element is characterizations. Sophie is present as the main character who experiences strong personal growth. At first, she is doubtful and lacks confidence, but throughout the story, she becomes more courageous, independent, and determined. Hall is another significant character whose personality develops from appear careless and dramatic into someone who is truthful and responsible. In contrast, the Witch of the West functions as antagonist because the introduces the conflict and challenges the main characters. Studying characterizations allows students to learn descriptive vocabulary and understand how language is used to describe personalities and emotions. And the third, instrinsic element is point of view. The novel is written using a third-person limited perspective, with most events shown through Sophia's experiences and thoughts, because readers mainly see the story from Sophia's side. They are able to connect with her emotions and understand her develop more deeply. This narrative style also gives students examples of how English of how English uses pronouns, descriptions, and perspective in storytelling. So, from an ELT perspective, these literary elements support different language skills. The plot structure can strengthen reading and speaking abilities because students practice ability because and sequencing events and retelling stories using appropriate grammar. Characterizations helps expand vocabulary and support writing activities by encouraging students to describe personalities and emotions. Meanwhile, studying point of view improves grammar awareness and reading comprehensions, especially in understanding third person forms and narrative language. So, in conclusions, in my conclusions, House Moving Castle is not only simply a fantasy novel but also a useful literary text for English learning. Its strong social functions encourages students to explore themes of relationship, identity, and empathy. By analyzing the plot, characterizations, and point of view, learners can improve their reading, writing, speaking, and also grammar, also vocabulary skills while gaining a deeper appreciation of literature. So maybe that's all for me. I'm Indah and thank you for watching.